welcome back to my channel, or hey if you're new. I am Lauren. I am a makeup guru, kind of whatever you want to call it. I do fashion vlogs, a little bit of everything. I disappear off YouTube so many times throughout the year, but this year I really want to stay in check and like keep posting. So give me ideas of what you want to see. I'm really pushing it. I really want to do more vlogs because my life can be somewhat entertaining at times. But yes, today I want to show you just like my new updated 2023 makeup routine because it has changed. I do a lot of underpainting rather than the traditional foundation and then the rest of the steps. So I really want to show you that because a lot of you guys have questions and a lot of you told me to come back to YouTube. So here I am. Let's go ahead and get into this makeup and I'll update you on what we have planned for the channel and you know the changes that have been going on in my life. So kind of like an update in my life and my makeup routine. So let's get into it. So since I've been away, I've been doing a lot of focus on skincare. So before any makeup routine that I do, no matter how short of time I have, I'll go in with some skincare. And as of recently, I've been loving, and I mean loving, this trio from Caudalie. This is their Vino Perfect line. I also got my nails done for Valentine's Day, but I've been obsessed with this trio. Honestly, it does give me a difference. I started off only with the serum, and then they sent over like the matching moisturizer, and then this kind of, I want to say it's like an essence oil, but for your face. And I feel like this is what really preps my skin for everything. And I apply it like down the neck. I am struggling with my skin right now because it's just not happy. I don't know what it is. I did just get off my period, so it could just be hormonal acne, but still it does get kind of annoying whenever I have to film and I break out. I'm now gonna go in with the Caudalie Vino Perfect Serum. I do this every single time I do my makeup. You see it in every video. It just kind of makes your base a little bit more evened out. And then from there, I'm gonna go in with the Vino Perfect Moisturizer. And you can tell I love this stuff because look at how much I've used. It's crazy. I don't know how I use this much already. I think my skin just loves it, so I kind of apply it pretty frequently. I'm gonna put all the product names, shades, down to like the itty bitty stuff. Everything will be in my description. Okay, so now that we're in the priming section of our makeup, I like going in with the Refi Beauty Primer. This stuff is amazing. It's super easy. You literally just roll it on your face, apply as much as you need. I feel like it's a little bit less wasteful. Now, do I think it's kind of covered in bacteria? Yeah, but it's super good and I love using this. It makes my makeup last all day. So once this starts to get tacky, I like to go in with my Makeup Forever if I can open it. This is what I use for my foundation, concealers, blush, bronzers. It's the Makeup Forever, I think it's like the HD Skin, and I got the lightest of the two because I am pretty fair. And for foundation, I like using the Makeup by Mario foundation. This is also really good. Okay, so once your skin gets about this tacky, that's when you know you're ready for the foundation portion because we want it to be tacky in order for it to last all day. So my method for underpainting is kind of scary. It's going to be kind of intimidating at first, but I'm going to show you how I do it in this video because I feel like a lot of you are going to be like, how did you do that? How do you blend it out? So I take my little palette, right? And I kind of just mix all three shades. One's a little bit orange, so I kind of go into all three. That way it can even it out. And I just apply it like how you would with your everyday, you know, contour. So I like to just go along the line of where the top of my ear starts down. And I just apply it in those areas. I have become the biggest nose contour person on the planet. And I go pretty heavily with it. It looks effortlessly blended at the end, so don't worry if it looks crazy now. I'm gonna do my little chin area. So once that's all covered, you're pretty much done with the contour. And then what I like to do is I like to take, I actually use paint brushes when I underpaint. It's weird, I don't know. Any type of brush that you can find that's like this. I like to go in with darker concealers, and then on top I like to use like a brighter concealer. But I'm gonna continue doing this and then I'll be back. Okay, so once I have the full face covered, this is when I like to go in with a really good hydrating concealer for like my acne spots. I like to go in with the Say Beauty Hydrating Concealer. And I like to just apply this all over the little problem areas. And this is one of those concealers that's darker than my skin, so that way it doesn't kind of like bring out the darkness underneath and like the redness. It kind of just covers it completely. And I kind of just put this in the areas where I need it, where I have my little acne spots. And that's what I do whenever I need to cover them. But most of the time I don't have them. But when I do, that's what I do. So I use this one. This is a Beauty Bio BB 103 brush, and this is what I use to blend out my my contour, sorry. I like to use this to blend out my contour, bronzer, kind of whatever you want to call it. I just prefer these because they just blend out more like skin rather than like product on top of product on top of product. This just gives me more of like an effortless touch. It does look a little bit Cheeto-y for me, but I feel like whenever I go on top of like my foundation and I blend it out, it looks 10 times better than what it's supposed to. So I know it's kind of worrying at first, but once we actually go in with like our foundation and stuff, it looks great. And I feel like you can never miss. And I've seen so many makeup artists brag about this, so I am very, very happy that Makeup Forever sent me this, because it's honestly, I've been wanting one since I was really young. When I started makeup, like around 6, 7, 8 years ago. So I definitely will use this for the rest of my life and probably will get another one. So to blend out my concealer, I like going in with the Mr. Handyman from MOTD. I'll put it in the caption if I can find it on the website. I probably will get another one because I use this brush really often, so cleaning it can be like kind of a hassle. But I'm just gonna blend this out, and like I said, guys, it literally looks like skin. Like, I don't need to do a lot for it to look good. But I'm gonna continue blending this out. I'll let you watch in fast mode. Okay, so once my whole base is blended out, as far as the underpainting goes, I like to go in with my foundation. Like I said, it's the Mario one, and I like using the Refi Beauty foundation brush. This is like their stippling brush. I don't know what it's called exactly. If you go on there, it looks like this. It's a double-sided brush. I like applying the foundation to the back of my hand. I only do one pump because I rarely even use most of this. And I like to just stipple my brush into the product, kind of blend it out on like the other side. So I'll grab some of it and then I'll blend it out over here. And then this is where I feel like a lot of people struggle and they don't understand what I mean by just like swirling it in. So what I'll do is I'll start at the lower cheek because I didn't apply a lot of product there. So I like to distribute the product where I didn't really apply any of the concealer, or I just feel like I need help in those areas when it comes to coverage. So once I've already blended all of that foundation onto my skin, I just go back in with my contour brush, sorry. And I like to just blend it back in with the foundation. And I'm just kind of pressing it more into the skin so it looks a little bit more natural. Obviously, it's not gonna look that natural because, I mean, we're going in with like foundation, concealer, contour, and all that, so it won't look that natural, but it'll look good enough. So once the foundation is literally all on, looks perfect, I go in with concealer. Yes, I know, more concealer. This is really just to add coverage underneath the eyes because I rarely do ever sleep. And as of right now, I've been vibing with the Rare Beauty eye brightener and then the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. I didn't want to trust the ads that were all over TikTok, but I do actually really like this. It's very lightweight, yet it gives you medium to full coverage. And this is just going to add a little bit more brightness and coverage underneath the eyes because I just... Okay, so once that's all blended out, I like to go in with the eye brightener. I just do like 1 to 4 dots. But anyways, let's catch up about each other. Oh my goodness. I am like a full-on tatted girly girl. I have it all up and down my arm. I'm actually doing a video where I want you guys to choose my tattoo, so this would be the perfect time to talk to you about it because I need to get this video up ASAP. So I'm thinking about letting you guys choose, which I did for the most part. A lot of you chose on my Instagram, so that was great. Thanks. If you haven't, I'll put the photo here. And basically, I'm just letting you guys choose like 4 tattoos that I've been wanting, or not 4. I'm getting like 3, maybe 4, probably 3. They're very baby-like. I need to do like a tattoo tour because I haven't done one in forever. And I'm gonna just take you guys with me. I'm going to my favorite tattoo artist. That's the only tattoo artist that I use. I'll put his info on the screen, like his Instagram. I just call him Black Sheep because honestly, we're not on the regular name base yet, like where I know his real name. I just call him by what he goes by in the shop. So everybody's like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, his name's Black Sheep. That's all I call him. Anyways, I'm going with my friend Bianca, so it's gonna be kind of like a vloggy vlog style video. I'll of course title it like my subscribers choose my tattoos for me. And honestly, I do like tattoos. I am obsessed with them. I think it's a good way to express my creativity. I have so many. I need to do a tattoo tour in that video alone. But yeah, I've been doing great. I'm in school. I have probably less than 10 classes to do. If you don't know, I'm in college. I am graduating with business marketing because I'm a marketing girl already, so might as well go into the field of what I already know, which is making my life easier in my classes because I'm like, boom, know that, boom, know that. So it's like, yeah. I'm taking some of the hardest courses right now. Surprisingly, the hardest one is the easiest one for me, and then the easiest one is my hardest one. So right after I get done filming, I'm gonna go be a schoolgirly and sit on that couch and do all of my homework because I work tomorrow. Also, that's another update in my life. I am an Ulta girly. I work at Ulta part-time. That's literally the side hustle to my job, which is content creating. So it kind of just helps pay the bills, kind of just keeps it light. I didn't do my cream blush. I blame y'all. I didn't do my cream blush. I blame y'all 100%. I'm coming in with the shade Happy from Rare Beauty. I'm gonna quickly blend this in before I can't blend it in anymore. I know a lot of you are like, girl, where's your blush? I'm going in with Row Techniques 241 brush. And I'm gonna quickly just blend this out because, girl, what was I thinking? How did I forget? Okay, now I'm gonna go back to setting my face. To set my face, I use the Charlotte Tilbury powder in Fair. It's just her Flawless powder. And I'm just gonna go right on top of all of that and kind of just set those areas. So that way my powders don't just cling on to random areas. Aren't these little sponges like the cutest thing on the planet? Huda Beauty just came out with them. And I'm just obsessed with them. We're going to set our bronzer because, you know, like the powders are mainly set. Before we do that, actually, my makeup routine is all over the place whenever it comes to filming because I get so nervy. But I'm gonna quickly go in with some brightening powder. I know, why are you doing a brightening powder now? Don't you like to wait until the end? I like doing mine now because it just makes it easier. I'm going to go in with my Kaleidos, what is this? It's the Symphony Face Illuminator in Light. And this is what really brightens up my face. So once the powder is done, I'm gonna go in with my Hoola bronzer. I've made my way back to this. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I like it so much. It just looks really nice on the skin. So I'm just gonna go in with a really light hand. And I'm just gonna blend this like in my temples, cheekbones, nose, chin. And like I said, keep a very light hand. I've barely learned that technique like this year. I've always had a very heavy hand when it came to my makeup, and I feel like that's why it always came out like super dark, super choppy, not blended. So just go in very light-handed and just pounce it into the skin. Don't drag it, just go very light and just pounce it wherever you need it. I'm just gonna focus it all in my forehead because I have a massive forehead. So I like to go in with the Dior blush. This is the Rosy Glow one. And I like to take, where is it at? My Patrick Ta 4Face1 brush. And I like to just go in and stay like kind of back here but like slowly feather your way forward. And then I like to mid-tone blush. My bestie Lex showed me how to mid-tone, and you can find her on TikTok. I go in between my eyes and my blush, and I like to just mingle all these 3 shades together, so that way it looks very effortless, very airbrushed. And I like to go in pretty heavily just because I am a blush girly. Y'all see like the baby pink in it? I love baby pink blush. It's my favorite. More of my brightening powder, and I'm gonna take the puff this time just because I like how it looks a little bit smoother with a little puff. And I'm just gonna pat it in rather than swipe it. This is the Sigma F78. I like to just go in, kind of just press in all the powders that might be loose on the face. Kind of just mends everything together. And then I'm going to set my face with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This is amazing if you haven't tried it. And I kind of just fan it out. Sometimes I'll take my fancy big like fan, but right now I'm really not in the mood to take it out. But yeah, I'm going to go let this dry down, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up the makeup look. I do want to say thank you to Halsey's brand. They invited me to New York to their event. Sadly, I'm just a poor, broke, girly girl, and I just couldn't make that financial decision like so abruptly. I know we got like a 2 weeks warning, but like I just couldn't go. Like there was no way of me paying that much, like, you know, in a smart way. And I like to be honest about that type of stuff because I don't make a lot of money. Nah, I do not. I'm going in with the Rare Beauty highlighter, and I'm going in with the shade Mesmerized. It looks very scary right now, and you probably need to blend this out because it's leaving kind of like a cast. I can never find my perfect highlighter shade just because I am like too pale or I'm too like light. I'm too pale or too dark. It's like never like in between. Like I never can find a highlighter that blends into my skin. So I have to like always go back in with like my blush brush and just like heavily blend it into the skin. Under my nose, I like to go in on top of my lips, just kind of a little bit of everywhere to bring a highlight to it. I like to go back over my nose because my nose got a little heavy. Next, we're gonna do my eyebrows. Eyebrows are a very big thing for me because they change pretty frequently. Some days I feel them, some days I don't. As of recently, I've been vibing with the new, this isn't it, with the new Fluff Up Brow Wax from Benefit. This stuff, I don't know what they put in it, but it's so good. But as of recently, I haven't been carving out my brows with a concealer. I don't know, I'm over it. I feel like it's too time consuming whenever I've been like on a time crunch. So I'm trying to like consume a smaller, I guess, makeup routine. But all I'm doing is I'm just gonna push my brows down just to kind of like set them because I like them looking kind of crazy. It's weird. I've been loving the crazy eyebrow look recently, and this is where like I'm like, do I like them like this? Do I need to fill them in so that way they look a little bit more fuller? So when I do my eyebrows like this and I'm like, no, we need a little bit more color, I'll go in with the lift and snatch. Holy crapaloonies, what is going on outside? So once I see that my brows are kind of like sparse, I like to go in with the lifted snatch. This is in the shade Espresso. I do need to go one shade down. So NYX, where you at? Because I just feel like it can pick up a little too dark. Like I can't use this like them more than a few streaks because it'll start getting a little too dark and out of hand. So like I've only used a couple strokes in my brows and it already looks a lot darker. Okay, I'm gonna go finish up both of these eyes, carve them out, kind of get them prepped for eyeshadow because my eyeshadow game has definitely changed. I go very, very minimal with the eyes. So let me go do that and I'll be right back. So what I'm doing is I'm using my Mario palette. This stuff is, I love his palettes. This is the first one I've ever gotten and I'm obsessed with it. So what I'm doing is I'm taking like this brownie taupe shade It's like this one. It's the second to darkest one. And I kind of just put it all over my crease. I'm not really perfect with this because it doesn't need to be perfect. I kind of just want to put a little bit of color in there. So I'm kind of just taking it all over the eye. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to go in with the pale like vanilla shade that's in the palette. And this is how I do my own cut crease without actually cutting my eye. I like to just grab a decent amount of powder and I kind of just make my own cut crease. And I really just pat in all of that powder. Just like that. I don't really like to take too many creams on my eyelids because I have oily eyelids. So anytime I do like any fun creative looks anymore, my eyes literally melted away. So once I just put a decent amount, I go back in with that brown taupey shade and kind of just blend it out. But before we put on my lashes, I do my